Greetings. So, for those that found me on Twitter or X, hello. So, going to review the last video. As you remember, these were the lines, the projection for this day here, these 24 hours. And as you recall, I said that the price was above this line, so the projection was up to this point, favor being up to that point. But as it turns out, when the 0 GMT crossed, the price was on this side, was on the underside of the line. And so what happened is that it used it as a resistance, and then you hit the lower support target, this lower target, this risk zone here. And when it did that, you can see that the low for the day actually did not go under that that risk zone, and in fact that was a reversal, which the profit profit target was back at this line. So either way, you could have traded it down to this point, but as you can tell, at this time, this is a 64 pip reward versus a 87 pip risk. If you use these regions as the risk reward, if you just used this line as a reversal line, and this is a target and this is a target, then you could have benefit from that. But definitely when the price went to this risk zone, this zone here, you could have used this as a risk zone, and seeing that it didn't break the minimum of this support risk zone, you could have used that to target at least to this point, returning to this trend point. So that was very low risk trading. You can see that risk to reward is about 7 to 10 pips to about 70 to 80 pips. So that was about a 1 to 10 risk reward. And then as you can see, for the rest of the day, it used this middle trend line, couldn't define direction, and just continue to go sideways. So for the next day after this, which is the 27th GMT, I'm going to show that now. All right, so this was the situation for the 27th GMT. You can see that price started under here, and that this is a risk region compared to this reward region. This region was expanding in this region, or diverging, and this region was converging, so or decreasing. So that means that throughout the day, there was a better time to buy this during the Asian session, during the first part of the day, and the later part of the day would have been better for selling this price. And so as you can see, that it chose in the earlier part of the day to buy, to target this reward zone, use this as a reward zone and this as a risk zone, and initially during the day, but that's not where price was, right? So at 0 GMT, you've got 70 pips here, and to 45 pips. So it's very clear that this was a buy during the first part of the day, but the price was on the underside of this trend. So one would have thought maybe wait until it goes down to this price and use this as a risk zone compared to this reward zone, and use this as a reward zone. Alternatively, this is a risk for selling, or use this as a risk zone and then just sell into the ADR or something, average daily range. But what happened during watching the price, it went up, it was slightly above the trend line, then it went down again, and at this point, what I would have done is I would have seen that, I would have measured this and said this is 67 pip reward range, and this is versus a 50 pip risk range. So I definitely would not, flip that around and say and use this as a reward range. So this is a 50 pip reward range to a 65 pip risk range. I wouldn't do that. So that's what I'm saying. You may want to use the regions for risk reward instead of just the line itself. That way you have some a firmer basis of decision making. Regions offer a firmer basis of decision making than just a line, a side of a line. So you can tell here it was like kind of indecisive. So let's say at this point it crossed in. So at this point it was offering 58 basis points to 63. So at this point I would have thought that now it's into the sell region, a sell favorable region. So I may not have taken this trade, but if I so two of the things I probably would have done is either said at the beginning of the day, okay, this is my risk zone, and I'll stay in a buy until later, into the later half of the day. And in that case, we see that that did work, and we've got about 12 GMTs right here. To be fair, 12 GMT, it started going into the buy trend. So at 12 GMT, maybe I would have considered, is this still worth being in? Risking, and if at 12 GMT I have a buy trend. Perhaps I would think it's making progress. And it almost hit the target up here. Then I would consider that okay. But definitely at this time it becomes less valuable, and I think that's probably what the market makers are thinking too. Is by this time they better hit the buy target, because the risk zone is getting bigger. The risk is getting bigger to not go with a buy in that go to the buy target. And so as you can see, that's what started happening here, and then eventually hit the buy target here. The second thing I would have done is I would have waited until this little risk zone here was used, just like last time, the day before, but that never happened. So in that case, there would not have been a trend. I mean, a trade. Or I would have stayed in a buy until this risk region became more than this reward region, which turns out it's probably, if you test it here, this is 50 pips to 63, so that's okay. At this point, it's 55 pips to 60, so that's okay. At this point, it's 56 to 59 pips, and so you can see the market makers, they have to be, at this point, they have to be very decisive. Then say, look, either we're going to go into the buy and hit that target, or we're not, right? Or because the risk zone is getting bigger, and or the risk is getting bigger. So that's what they did. They waited until the last minute, it appears, and then hit the buy target. Moved the uptrend to the buy target. So let's look at the next day. Okay, so at this point, this is the projection for today, and we can tell at this. So you can see, for example, the price that it's at currently here for these regions. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 regions. This region is too big. It's outside of the average daily range. That's 370 pips. So effectively, I'm not going to be thinking about that as a region unless it is above. It stays above this this line. And if it does, then that can be used. This region can be used as a target region. This as the final target, and this as the risk region. Otherwise, where the price is now, what I would do is I would use this as a. Currently, you can see where the price is now. It's 39 pips to 48 pips, which means that it favors this as a only like right now this as a risk zone, and this as the reward zone. This is the reward target. But at this point right here, by this time, which is about 5 a.m., this is a 50 pip range, and this is a 47 pip range, which means that this becomes favorable as a target, and this as a reward zone. So within about another 3 hours, it will become more favorable to for a buy and to hit buy targets, to do buy targets. So currently it doesn't look like if price for some reason pushes under here within the next few hours, then I would try to go for this as a sell target. And if it gets under this trend line, then this is definitely, for the rest of the day, a risk region and a reward region, with this as the target. So but considering that I can never tell what's going to happen today compared to the last days, but as you can see, there is a buy trend running here. But what I do know is that these regions and measuring these regions work very well through the 24 hours. So that being said, let's see what happens next.